Hey, good morning. This is Dennis Dragata with Real America 2010. This is edition 25. This morning, while reading the newspaper, the Montgomery Advertiser, I saw an article in there that showed that the Alabama State Medical Association and the Alabama State Dental Association are both supporting the Republican candidate, Dr. Robert Bentley. No surprise, okay? Everybody out there that's a Republican is fighting what they term Obamacare, which is probably the most common sense situation or issue that's come up in a long time for the Dems. Healthcare in this country is broken beyond repair. We need to make some fundamental changes. Of course, Republicans are fighting it because they always want to guard their pocketbook. But the one thing I want to point out is that I'm so disappointed in the newspaper because the Montgomery Advertiser, in my opinion, it leans so heavily towards the Republican side. The bias in there is so incredible that to me it actually could possibly affect the campaigns of Democratic hopefuls for the November elections, including Ron Sparks. The one thing that it does tell you is that obviously big business is supporting the Republican Party, and it's just people like you and I putting $10 here and $10 there into the campaign of Ron Sparks that are going to push him along. He desperately needs our support, and even though he is to some degree the underdog, in my opinion, he is closing in on Dr. Bentley and very easily could overtake him and surprise him just like he did Arthur Davis in the primaries. Now, years ago, newspapers used to bring us facts and figures, statements of originality based in truth. Apparently not so, because the newspaper in Montgomery, Alabama, leans so heavily in the direction of the Republicans that it could possibly, as I said, affect elections. In other words, if I come out every day in my newspaper and I say that candidate A doesn't have a chance of winning, candidate A doesn't have a chance of winning, candidate B has a better platform, well, human nature says you're going to start to look at candidate B just a little bit. If your resolve is not true, if you're not hardened and don't understand how politics works, you could be swayed, and you could be swayed by a newspaper using non-truth and a lack of facts to change a political election. Now, one of the other things I want to say is that those same newspapers years ago used to not allow you to print falsehood in the way of advertising, and that seems to be going on a daily basis. And I'll give you an example of that, and it's a little bit off the beaten path here, but people that sell DSL lines, DSL service for your computer, for your internet service, call it high speed. Well, it's anything but high speed. Trust me, watch a movie or a video, upload, download, and you'll see that it just struggles along. It is not high speed. You have to go to a cable line to do that. There are some ways to get a higher upload, but it's not DSL. I have DSL. I watch how it struggles. Now, having said that, it is a sign of the times that the integrity of our nation is deteriorating. It is that lack of integrity is legislated by the Republican Party, because as long as you have money, you have morality in the Republican Party. So in November, we have watched a good man, Don Siegelman, be sent to prison unfairly, in my opinion, and we have an opportunity to replace Governor Bob Riley, for God's sake. We certainly need to get rid of him, but we certainly cannot put Dr. Robert Bentley in that place. We need Ron Sparks in that position in November. So go out, shake hands, talk to people, and let's use Ron Sparks to go to the next rung on the ladder to solidify this Democratic Party, to move on and make some sensible, some logical decisions like good health care, like taxing the rich when they're not really paying their fair share. Let's make some changes. This is Dennis Dragata appealing to you. Vote Democrat in November. Have a great day.